Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Kodeations coming at you today on this beautiful, lovely New Year's Eve. So, happy Thursday for you guys. Hopefully, you guys have a fantastic New Year's Eve night. Again, I'm super excited to bring this video to you guys today. We officially were able to clear the 50th floor of the Mirage Tower. That is right. And not only 1 star, but we were able to get a 2-star clear on that bad boy. We did run it in manual mode. It took a lot of work between my sprocket and my gear shift, just trying to make sure that I got all of my skills popped off at the right time. It comes down to timing, and not only that, like I said, it probably comes down more to sprocket and her utilizing her silence ability as much as it does gear shift, taking that provoke off of some of my units. But as always, before we dive into the video, I just want to let you guys know that if you are new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest mobile games going into the 2021, then be sure to smash that red subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you get notification every time we drop a video. We are closing in on that 3K subs, and I am super excited to see what 2020 and 3K subs has to bring to the channel. So with that being said, let's dive right in. Diving right in, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing I want to do is show you guys my team composition. So why or how was I able to clear the 50th floor utilizing this team? So we're going to dive a little bit into that, and then the second thing we're going to be doing is be looking into a video or a recording basically of the fight, because again, I threw the recording on. I didn't know if I was going to be able to clear it the first time, but I was able to clear it. It just took a really long time. So again, taking a look at my evasion team composition and what exactly do we have going and why does it work. So the first one is going to be none other than Gear Shift. So Gear Shift currently is sitting at 12,000 health. What is this? 1900 attack. His skills aren't all maxed out. I do have a second skill here that's not maxed that I'm currently trying to get to that point just for the additional damage. We have no plus 15 gear. He's got two 5-star pieces, and then the rest are 4-star pieces. Again, nothing too special here, and we do also have the protection enchantment on his gear. Again, I'm not really advocating by saying the protection is the best for Gear Shift, but nevertheless, it definitely helps out a little bit if he happens to proc that shield. So again, that's going to be who Gear Shift is. Another thing that makes Gear Shift really good that I guess I didn't go over is going to be his passives. So basically, how my specific team composition works with this fight is holding provoke. So basically, Gear Shift has this ability here that if he attacks any enemy that is having the parts status effect on them, he basically steals that part status effect, puts it on himself, and then basically absorbs that parts and then basically provokes the enemy. And then with him provoking the enemy, that forces the enemies to only focus on Gear Shift and attack him. So that's going to be what that is. The second thing that's very nice about him is going to be his leader skill, and that's going to be he increases the evasion rate of any tech team members by 20% in the battle. And then on top of that, for himself, he increases his own evasion rate by 30%, and then even if his health goes below 40%, he then puts a buff on himself for heal up percentage of 15%. So when he does receive a heal, he's getting a bonus additional healing. So again, very good unit. That's going to probably be the core to the team, in my opinion, because if without that provoke, the damage would be all over the place, probably killing my individual Skylanders, aka Flashwing, my main heals. So therefore, I probably wouldn't have been able to successfully clear the 50th floor without having Gear Shift. But nevertheless, that's going to be him. The next star player on the team is going to be Sprocket. So if you don't know anything about Sprocket, she is a very good unit because she's got this, and that's going to be a guaranteed silence. That is right. So again, ridiculous silence ability. So she's going to be able to anytime that the boss, so this specific fight, for instance, if you don't already know, he's got a charging ability that pretty much just wipes out your entire team. And with that being the case, you want to try to knock him down during that charging up a portion of the ability for 1 turn, or you can also silence him. So the silence works both ways as a knockout. So again, that's going to be what really sets Sprocket apart, is going to be her silence, but she she does have a couple really good skills that pair really, really well with Gear Shift. And that first one is going to be the Mine Golf. And that's going to be the one she basically throws up like a mine, hits it at the enemy, and then by default, it's only going to attack one single individual enemy, or not enemy. Yeah, it's going to attack one enemy and only throw parts on one enemy at a chance. It's not a guaranteed, because there is sometimes where it has definitely fudged up and hurt me in the long run of that battle, but nevertheless, it's going to throw parts on the enemy, and that is going to be where Gear Shift is going to be able to proc off that provoke based on the parts on the enemy. So you want to make sure that you are lining those attacks up. And then not only that, her third ability is going to be when she attacks an enemy with parts, which she will be putting parts on there from her second skill. Then she also will heal the ally with the lowest HP at that moment. And then she also grants defensive up on herself. So she's a really, really good support unit. And like I said, fits my tech composition really, really nicely. And then, her leader skill is nothing too major because we're not going to utilize her in the leader skill slot. So again, her stats are nothing to brag about. The ether gear as well is nothing over +9, and it's only 4-star. And we are also even missing a piece of gear. So again, not anything special or crazy. You can definitely get in here and grind out the 50th floor if you have yet to do so. I'm telling you, all it comes down to is knowing the boss mechanics, knowing the boss fights, and then not only that, building a team composition that will definitely help mitigate the damage is going to make it 10 times easier. So that's going to be pretty much the premise behind the boss fight. Like I said, just to recap, we're trying to hold provoke with Gear Shift, making sure that anybody and everybody is only attacking Gear Shift. We are increasing his evasion as much as possible, and utilizing all of his evasion buffs. He is going to basically take 0 to no damage whatsoever, even though the enemies are focusing him. And then we're going to use Sprocket and Robo, because Robo also on his first skill has the ability to apply parts. So utilizing Robo's first skill and Sprocket's second skill to apply parts to whatever enemy is basically our priority in order of attacks. We're going to utilize those skills to proc off parts. And then we're going to use whatever skills we have available for Gear Shift to attack that specific enemy that has parts on it. And then he's going to get provoke. And then once he gets provoke, then we are set up to pretty much nuke and DPS down the boss. So again, that's pretty much a recap on exactly how the fight is going to go. We're super excited that we were able to clear it. So let's go ahead and pull up the video. Like I said, it is going to have to be a video. I do apologize. I do normally like to do this stuff live, but it's unfortunate because what we're going to actually have to do is we're going to have to do it like this, just so I can break down the fight for you guys. So right away, the first thing that I want you to take note is going to be the 2 ads. So I know a lot of players have questions on specific boss fights or these milestone fights in the tower. Do they kill the ads first? Do they focus just the boss? What do they do? And I know a lot of different players or content creators have shown 2 different methods. So we're going to go ahead and hop in here. So taking a look at the boss fight, the first thing you need to know is that these 2 ads on the left and right hand side are going to be single target damage dealers. So they will single target your individual Skylanders. And with that being the case, I don't want to show this currently right now. With that being the case, we went ahead and made the decision to knock out both of those individual ads first. And now the reason being that something like that for us works is going to be because we want all of the damage to be center focused on Gear Shift, and if we do not happen to have a provoke up or anything like that, then these ads would definitely be smacking our other Skylanders and potentially killing them. Therefore, we have to rinse and repeat this round until that doesn't happen. So again, I don't really want to advertise you to only focus the boss or only kill the ads, but for me in my specific run, it just helped us out because of my team composition and how it works. The next thing up that I'm going to show you guys here on screen is going to be the 4th skill to the boss. So the 4th skill is actually going to be the one, once we show it here, this one here, that fires a super sweet candy laser at all enemies. This attack is very strong. So now this skill, keep in mind, is going to be on a 4-turn cooldown, or a 3-turn cooldown is what it says here, but I'm pretty sure it procs to a 4-turn cooldown. And then not only that, like I said, this is going to be the nuke skill. So this is the skill that you're going to be wanting to watch out for in the top left-hand corner of the screen. So once I show this here, we'll get out of this. So these are the 4 skills up at the top left-hand side. And like I said, that's going to be this skill skill that you're going to be looking out for is going to be that fourth one. Once that procs up and is ready to go, he's going to do a charged ability. And then once he does that charge ability, that's going to be really where that silence comes into play, which is going to be Sprocket's first ability. Now, again, like I said, we try not to utilize that silence, which is going to be on Sprocket's first skill. We try not to utilize that silence at all until one of those charging attacks come up. So again, we're going to scrub through this just a little bit here to show you guys what we got going on. So we're going to go ahead and let it sit here for a couple seconds. But to give you guys an example, you can see that his charge skill is currently on cooldown. And then once it becomes up of cooldown here, I thought I saw it proc. Did I not see it proc? All right, hold on. Maybe we didn't. Let's continue scrubbing a little bit. Perfect. Okay, right here. So now to play this out here for you guys, we finished killing off the additional ad, and then when we do, you can see that his skill up in the top left-hand corner then drops off of 1, which means it's available, and then you can see here that he is currently charging. And how you can tell that a Skylander is charging, it's going to be because the orange aura underneath him. Again, pretty straightforward when it comes to that stuff. I'm sure you've already seen this in other boss fights, but nevertheless, he's going to pop this off. This is going to be where we're going to decide to utilize Sprocket's first skill because of that silence and basically shut down his charging skill, which then means he never pops off this skill, so we don't take that additional damage. And that's going to be very crucial for this fight, in my opinion. Now, one thing to note as well as we let this play out a little bit, you don't have to have silence. A lot of people are utilizing knockdown status, so if you've got a lot of knockdown units or if you've built a lot of KO units, things like Thunderbolt, Ignite, I know there's a couple other ones that I'm not mentioning, but nevertheless, utilizing some knockdown units is another great way to do that. Save your knockdown abilities, and you want to try to, basically do as much durance down a damage as possible prior to getting to his charging skill to being off cooldown. And then basically what you want to do at that point is once he starts doing his charging ability, use your knockdown ability, and then that will then knock him down in the knockdown status. He won't utilize his charging ability. And then not only that, again, it just puts it back on cooldown. So again, that's going to be the two different methods that you can do with this boss is knocking down status or a silence. I know a lot of players currently right now that I know of are not building a silence team or building a Sprocket like my specific evasion comp. And with that being the case, it is what it is. But nevertheless, you get the idea of where I'm coming from with exactly how that works. And then again, like I said, we did talk a little bit about the parts. You can see that my entire goal here is to continuously apply the parts to any of the enemies, including the boss. And then in doing so, we're utilizing gear shift to constantly steal that provoke off of the boss. So that's going to be pretty much what that does. Now, I want to scrub through here a little bit more because I don't want to take up all of your guys' time today, but I just wanted to show you guys what my gear shift has on him here. So do we have, I know for a fact we got a thumbnail somewhere up here. All right, let's push through. Where is it at? It's got to be pretty damn close. There it is. Okay, so right here, we're going to go ahead and pause the video once I click on this. All right, let me see. What do I got? All right, so currently right now, this is going to be exactly how the evasion works, and this is why gear shift is absolutely insane, in my opinion. I think he's a very, very good Skylander, at least, like I said, for our evasion comp, he's OP. So you can see currently on the left-hand side how many evasion rate up buffs that we currently have going. You can see that we currently have Provoke, we have that protection going as well, and then you can see currently right over here, 110% on top of that, 124 for evasion, which is absolutely ridiculous. Now, I've already dropped a couple screenshots in my Discord around this. If you want to see those, you can definitely go and check those out. But nevertheless, I have gotten this percentage up to 160. So where it's 110, it was 160 plus the evasion over here to the left-hand side. So just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, like I said, the guy never gets hit. I mean, if you keep up with the provoke and the evasion rate up, he will just constantly pop off some ridiculous, damage mitigation. And like I said, just overall, I mean, really good unit. I can't be mad at the unit whatsoever for what he accomplishes. Again, just a very solid unit. We'll scrub through here a little bit to show you guys, finishing him off. And getting that 2-star clear. So again, very, very nice. Like I said, Robo is going to be our, single target nuker. So the whole premise behind the team composition here, actually I want to show you this really quick, but the whole premise behind the team composition is Robo, single target nuking, doing as much damage as possible, killing those adds in those early waves, made it really, really easy. And then not only that, keeping Provoke up on Gear Shift, which is going to help us mitigate the damage. Sprocket is going to do a little bit of heals. Flashwing is there for all of the heals. And then, like I said, Sprocket and Robo are just proccing off the parts as much as possible and utilizing Sprocket's silence when he charges. Boom, 50th floor cleared, done, easy win. Now, the next thing I wanted to show you guys here that I failed to mention earlier on in the video, and that's going to be the Portal Master skill. So we are utilizing that shield ability, and the reason why is going to be to just further mitigate the damage. So to give you guys an example on something like this is a perfect time to utilize this because the boss is going to do a AoE attack, and I don't want to take any damage. I mean, I guess at this point it doesn't really matter. But to give you guys an example, Gear Shift's abilities are on cooldown, which means that we cannot get Provoke. And because we can't get Provoke, the boss would then could potentially pick somebody else to do additional damage. And with that being the case, they could instantly die and, we struggle. So that's going to be where we are constantly saving up the Portal Master's shield ability. And I believe I had to pop it once or twice during this fight. But nevertheless, just to basically mitigate and help reduce some of that incoming damage on those AoE abilities. But that's going to be it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notification every time we drop a video, and I will see you guys on the next one.